What is up, crawler fans, RC enthusiasts, and social media surfers? I'm your boy Josh with Texoma RC, and we're looking at the FMS Max Smasher, FMS Power Wagon build, and an all-new Slayer chassis on Hobby Plus Cr-18 axles with an Enduro Pro on Lizard Pro 3S. Dude, ripper. So, these guys are awesome. If you have not checked these things out, dude, look at that, dude. It's freaking bouncy as all crap. These are aftermarket shocks. I don't remember what the brand was. I love how loose it is. Surprising things that I've learning about going fast, especially on the super lightweight. It helps to have a very loose suspension. You wouldn't think so, but it actually helps with this huge, heavy body. How do I know that? Watch. Just take the body off and run it around in some dirt and whatever, and watch how flippy it is, and then put this body on, and you'll see how it just pushes now, and it doesn't flip over. You're like, holy crap, that doesn't make any sense. I did it again. I learned it all over again with this. Here, this is held on by 2 screws, Velcro on the front. Let's get that off there. Here we go, check it out. So was this buggy build? I just threw this on top. How did I do that? I mounted it. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see what you're seeing, but hopefully you can see this, and it's in camera. But I just took, it's actually a piece of an scx24 battery tray, the short side, just turned it up. Actually the tape is there, put tape down, glued this piece to the tape, screwed it in from the top, and then it's got screws to the rearmost hole in the Slayer chassis. So this was a terrible print, and it was the only one I had left to make a buggy, and I just been bashing the heck out of the thing. So hopefully, you know, we're gonna get our test prints actually from Tinker Time this week, and hopefully we will be. And also, I will be getting a printer this week, so that's pretty badass. So we will fix all this. This is not a representation of what a Texoma Slayer chassis should hold up like, but it's what we had, dude, and we had to make it work. Anyways, so enough excuses, dude. So look at this thing, just freaking awesome. These are the fcx24 shocks. Little bit of grease inside, little bit of 500K diff fluid, just a little bit to coat. It's wore in. I use a little silicone grease or silicone spray to smooth those out even more, just to work and function well. They don't really dampen a ton, just the tiniest bit. But if you look, dude, it sticks to the freaking floor. Radical. Okay, so these are the Power Wagon wheels with the Crawler Master all-terrain MTs from Enduro. They were terrible on the rocks, freaking awesome in the dirt. Running these stock foams over these gigantic 1.2 or 3 millimeter wheels and huge inserts. But you know, not super duper squishy, but they're radical on the dirt. Again, totally awesome. So what else do we have? So again, these are the Hobby Plus Cr-18 Kratos axles. So these are the older axles, not off the Cr-18P, but it's the older axles. The new ones are much better, but these go super duper fast. Again, I'm running it with an Enduro Pro. I was running it with a slot car, 24 scale slot car motor that we had in Seafoam Pete. And this sucker was a ripper, like incredibly fast, over 20 miles an hour fast, like super fast, but it didn't accelerate near as fast. And I kept burning the bearings. It's an scx24 transmission. I kept burning the bearings that were carrying the spur gear, the one that's the closest on the spur gear side. I just kept burning them up. So I took it out. It worked great, but I just took it out just because it was too much. And with this, it may not be quite as fast as a Smasher right now, but it handles great. It runs freaking awesome. It's so fun. Okay, again, I put this body. I was running it like this, and even with this nice loose suspension, the thing flipped over all the time. It was a pain in the butt. I loved driving it, but it just was so flippy. I mounted the body, and all of a sudden, it pushes and rolls in the turns. It slides out controllably, not just super quickly. It's just so fun learning a completely new thing. You know, I'd been on crawlers, and to make these things go fast. So again, these are the scx24 Gladiator links. I made my own servo on axle. I just took the servo mount and actually just screwed it to the top of the differential. Pretty radical. Used 3 screws in places that wouldn't hit gears. Works freaking great. Stay tuned. I will have to be designing my own servo mount for the new Cr-18P axles. I definitely want to be doing that. They're sweet axles. Stay tuned for that. All right, we got the body mounted back on. We're going to get it out. It's dark out, but we're going to try and get you a little bit of footage. The fast cars are way harder to film, so that's why I just got this one on the table. I am going to try to get a little rippage, but, you know, just to show you how planted this thing is. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, the suspension is loose, but that is so that as it's going, another thing about adding the body is it gives the suspension something to press on and work. Right? When the body is too light, it just makes the whole thing bounce all over. It doesn't matter how much suspension travel you have, you know. So even with super lightweight springs, you know, I changed out the springs they were actually the Endura oil filled shocks. They're the lightest weight on the front and the second lightest on the rear. And so if you just look at the travel, dude, it's looking freaking great. Let's get it out in the dirt. So hard. Let's see if we can get a lap. I have not been practicing one-handed driving. This is not full speed. Oh, this is so hard to do one-handed. Had a full speed pull there for a second. Ah! Wish I could go full speed. Ah! Just can't do it with one hand. Let's go, guy. Uh-oh. There it is, dude. There's a lap. Yeah. Ah! Oh. Alright, dude, so obviously we're going to need to put a little more work in. But maybe with a faster motor than the Endura Pro, we'll see. This thing has a lot of snap, the torquey Endura Pro motor. So it's, you know, we'll see. Work in progress. Super duper pumped just to have built something like this. One thing I didn't mention, we are running +4 aluminum adapters. So also we use the scx24 stub axles to gain another probably +4 millimeters. So we're running like +8 millimeters versus the stock axle, the stock Cr-18 axle. So anyway, there's just a close look of one of the projects I've been working on, man. I hope you guys are doing great, man. I hope that if you're new here, you're still here, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, dude. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great one. Josh, Texoma RC. Rip till you flip, homie.